That's a big, complicated question today because historically you would only advertise where your customers are. But today that has gotten a little more complicated and it's gotten complicated because of ChatGPT. In the past, you might just do Google ads or you might worry about your search or things like SEO. You'd build things on your website, things like that. But today you have another audience. And the other audience is generative search, that is ChatGPT, and being able to answer those questions. And in fact, just in our data at the chocolate factory, 40% of people found the chocolate factory in December of this past year in 2025 through generative search. So it wasn't our SEO strategy, it wasn't keywords, it wasn't ads, it was people typing in things like corporate gifts, Texas related chocolate corporate gifts, right? Now, we had done a lot of work in this over the last year to make sure that we did pretty well in generative search. So we surfaced quite a bit of time. But I would say going forward, you probably need to be thinking about where do you put your efforts? They're going to be efforts that both go directly to your customers and then also go direct to influencing things like generative search.
Awesome. So how do they pick? How do they decide? Because I know a lot of people don't have, again, this huge budget. How do you figure out, say I've got $1,000 a month, where should I start first? Do I just launch with an ad on Google first? Do I try to go the social media platform first? Is it totally dependent on what I'm trying to sell?
Okay, so great question. And in fact, you and I have lived this recently with a client actually who came in and asked the same question to me during a wine and chocolate tasting. And honestly, I'm going to say the same advice I gave the client. The days of saying I have a line item budget of $1,000 to spend on marketing, those days are gone. Today, you need to be thinking about marketing in your business, particularly if you're a small chocolate business or if you're a hospitality business. Marketing needs to be part of your architecture of your business. It needs to be, everybody needs to play a role in it, which means that you've got to have people at the front desk working on quality and making sure that you're getting good Google reviews and people that leave your business are putting good reviews online. And you also have to have people taking social media pictures. You need to make your website where you can have lots of consumer engagement because that's going to help. But it can't be the $1,000 anymore. And now that's the kind of the complicated news. Okay, well, if it's not the $1,000, what is it? Because it was always really easy just to go, oh, I'll go spend $1,000 on Facebook ads. Those days are gone. And in fact, you'll lose your ass today if you just go spend money on just Facebook ads. Today, you need to be multimodal. You need to be optimizing your website. You need to be getting out and active on social media. You need to do things like YouTube. You need to write content and blogs for your site. You need to answer people's questions. You need to work on your Google reviews. So it's more complicated, but also not any more expensive. Many of these things you should be doing anyway, and they're just sweat equity. They don't really cost anything. And I will say the last thing is that today AI tools are very approachable, which means that a small business can have access to the same type of tools and architecture and things that a very expensive business would have access to.